The arena pulses with energy, a cacophony of cheers and shouts reverberating through the packed stands. Spotlights carve through the haze, illuminating the octagon at the center of it all, its canvas pristine but soon to be marked by the clash of two warriors. The announcer's voice booms, cutting through the noise like a blade, introducing the main event of the evening. A middleweight MMA showdown between Melvin Manhoef of the Netherlands and Brock Larson of the United States. The crowd roars, anticipation crackling like static in the air. This is no crumble. The crowd chants his name, Melvin, Melvin, as he bounces lightly on his toes, his gloved fists twitching with restrained energy. He's not here to dance, he's here to destroy. Across the arena, Brock Larson emerges, his entrance more measured but no less intense. At 5'11" and a lean 185 pounds, the American carries himself with the quiet confidence of a seasoned grappler. His background in NCAA wrestling and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu has made him a nightmare on the mat, with a suffocating ground game that's choked out and pounded opponents into submission, trying to explode back to his feet. But Larson's wrestling pedigree shines through. He maintains control, dropping short elbows that thud against Manhoef's ribs. The Dutchman grimaces but doesn't panic, his hands working to create space. With a sudden twist, Manhoef sweeps Larson, reversing the position and landing in Larson's guard. The crowd erupts as Manhoef postures up, raining down hammer fists that force Larson to cover up. The referee watches closely as the round nears its end. Manhoef's strikes are heavy, but Larson's defense is tight, his arms absorbing most of the damage. Larson throws his legs up, attempting an armbar, but Manhoef senses the danger and pulls his arm free, standing up to reset. The bell sounds and both fighters return to their corners, breathing heavily but unscathed. The crowd buzzes, knowing they've just witnessed a round that could have gone either way. Manhoef's corner urges him to keep the fight standing, while Larson's coach emphasizes sticking to the grappling game plan. Round 2 begins with Larson looking to reassert control. He shoots early, but Manhoef is ready, sprawling and countering with a vicious uppercut that snaps Larson's head back. The American stumbles but recovers, circling away to avoid Manhoef's follow-up flurry. The Dutchman stalks forward, his eyes locked on Larson like a missile tracking its target. He throws another low kick, this one landing with enough force to make Larson wince. Larson responds with a looping overhand right, hoping to catch Manhoef off guard, but the Dutchman slips it and counters with a straight right that connects flush on Larson's jaw. The crowd gasps as Larson's knees buckle, but he stays upright, clinching to buy time. In the clinch, Larson's wrestling takes over. He trips Manhoef to the mat, landing in side control. The American works methodically, his knees pinning Manhoef's torso as he hunts for a submission. Manhoef struggles, his explosive power less effective on the ground, but his resilience keeps him in the fight. Larson attempts to transition to full mount, but Manhoef scrambles, getting back to his knees. The Dutchman explodes upward, breaking free and landing a thudding body kick as Larson retreats. The crowd is deafening now, sensing the momentum swinging, back and forth like a pendulum. With seconds left in the round, Manhoef charges, throwing a head kick that Larson barely blocks. Larson shoots desperately, securing a single-leg takedown just as the bell rings. Both men rise, sweat dripping, their faces marked by the intensity of the battle. The arena is electric, fans on their feet screaming for more. The fighters' corners work feverishly, offering water and advice, knowing the third round could decide it all. The final round opens with both men visibly fatigued but unyielding. Manhoef, sensing his striking advantage, comes out swinging, landing a crisp jab-cross combination that pushes Larson back. The American, undeterred, ducks under a wild hook and clinches, driving Manhoef against the cage. The referee hovers, watching for action as Larson grinds, his forearms digging into Manhoef's chest. The Dutchman fights off the cage, landing a short elbow that cuts Larson above the eye. Blood trickles, but Larson presses on, securing another takedown. On the ground, Larson works for a kawamura, wrenching Manhoef's arm. The Dutchman grimaces, his shoulder torqued, but he rolls out, escaping danger. Both men scramble to their feet, and the crowd roars as they trade blows in the center of the octagon. Manhoef's punches carry devastating power, but Larson's chin holds up, and he answers with a counter right that staggers Manhoef. The clock ticks down, each second agonizing. With 10 seconds left, Manhoef unleashes a final flurry, a left hook clipping Larson's temple. Larson shoots, desperate to avoid the knockout, and the bell rings with both men locked in a clinch. The arena explodes as the fighters separate, their chests heaving, faces bruised but proud. The referee raises both men's hands briefly before the judge's decision is announced. The scorecards are read. A split decision with 2 judges favoring Larson's grappling control and 1 swayed by Manhoef's striking dominance.